Hello YouTube, and today I'm going to show you how to fix a dripping tap like this. Today we're going to be changing both these taps. These are lever taps that, as you can see, this one's completely seized but is dripping, and same again, the cold is very stiff and occasionally drips. So we're going to be changing both of these. Then underneath, behind the pedestal, we have two local isolation valves and some copper hard pipe. So to change these, what you're going to need is a new set of Basin taps. Once again, gone for these lever style ones. Some flexi isolation valves, because we're going to be changing the pipe work, because we're not going to be able to get underneath there and change the washers. So this is just the easy way of doing it. You're going to need some tools, so we've got some paste, 50mm copper cutter, some grips, a spanner and a fixed nut spanner. And then of course we've got our tap kit, which is the Nero Tapex kit. You don't need that, you can get another one. All the links for all the tools you will need to get this job done are in the description down below, but this is the kit I have, and obviously it is very expensive, but it gets me out of trouble. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to turn the water off, and we're going to whip these off and change these to these flexies, and then we can undo the taps and change them and connect them in. So that is what we're going to be doing. So I'm just going to turn the mains water off next door, then we know there's no water. So that is the mains water off. We've got a slight dribble, but that's absolutely fine. Okay. So with that turned off, you can then start undoing these valves and replacing them for these flexies. Just going to remove the packaging from these flexies. First thing, what we're going to do is we're going to put these flexies onto here, so they're going to go up there and then onto this down here. So we need to cut this pipework down here. So I'm just going to clean the copper off down here. So then reasonably clean, you might not need to do this. Just going to get the foldable bucket underneath, and we're just going to, because there's going to be a bit of water here, so we're just going to cut these. Okay, our bucket's just catching all the water. Like so. With that pipe cut, we can then undo this nut here. And unspin this. Pull that off, so we've got a bit of room. We can then grab our flexi with the isolation valve on it, put the nut and olive on there, get a bit of paste and just smear that around the pipe, and a tiny bit around this piece where the olive's going to sit. Only a tiny bit, nothing too major. Then we can slide that onto the pipe, pull the nut and olive up and onto the thread till it starts. Spin that so we can get to the isolation valve. Get your grips, adjust them to hold onto the body of the valve. Get your thick spanner and tighten the nut up. Like so. You can then turn off the isolation valve, and we're going to do the same with the hot pipe, which is this one here. So once again, we're going to cut it where we've cleaned it. That'll be a bit fiddly. Grips around it, do a few times. Once again, we've got our bucket underneath there to catch any water. That cut. We can then once again remove this section of pipe out of our way. So. Attach our flexi. Grab your grips just to slide it over any thick piece of paint. Slide your olive down, like so. Keep paste on there, like so, and on your fitting. Slide that down. Tighten it. Lighten olive up. Grab the fitting. Get your fixed spanner. And that up underneath. feel it start to get tight, and then you want to give it another half turn. Not going too mad, like so. Then you can turn the isolation valve off. Turn it off, like so. They're all on ready. Remove our tub out the way, and we can work on removing the taps. This is where we need our Tapex kit with our 1/2 inch bits. I'm going to start off with this. What we're going to do, underneath here, get our tool. I'm going to undo the bit of copper first. So we get it on there. Just unspin that. Get that nice and loose. Remove that, and then go again and undo the back nut, the tab. So locate that and just unspin. Should be finger tight, so yeah, you can just loosen that off. Once the back nut is off, and then just remove the tap, and put that to one side, and we could do the same with the cold side or the hot side, whatever you've done first. I'm just going to remove the bit. Remove the old piece of copper puck first, and then what I do sometimes is I grab my tool and hold the back nut, locate that, and then twist the tap anti-clockwise like so while holding it just to loosen it, and then you can spin the back nut off like so until it's loose. Then you can use your finger and just flick the nut down the thread. Like so. Once again, put that to one side. Then you can clean the base of it, clean these bits up, ready for your new taps. This one actually got siliconed in. Sometimes use a bit of hand, so just to glide anything sharp across the surface, like my knife, just to give it a nice clean, and wipe that off. Make sure that's nice and dry, like so. Then you can get your new taps, which is red, which is hot, which in the UK goes on the left, hot on the left, cold on the right. So undo the nut, keep the rubber washer at the base of the tap to seal between the china and the tap so no water leaks through. So put that in, face that where you want it, which is nice and straight. Then locate the back nut underneath, holding the tap nice and square where you want it. Make sure it's covering all the hole. Tighten it with your fingers till it gets semi-tight. Then you can spin it into place and grab your nut tool, hold the tap and just tighten from underneath, like so, making sure it's nice and tight, like so, and it's not going to move. And we can do the same with the cold. Cold is identified with a blue on top and goes on the right. Doesn't have to. You might have hot on the left, cold on the right. You might have cold on the right, hot on the left. Wait, you might have hot on the left, cold on the right. You might have hot on the right, cold on the left. Doesn't really matter. Some people's houses are plumbed in differently, but as a standard, it is hot on the left, cold on the right. Once again, locate that tap in the hole, make sure it's covering all the hole. Push down, locate the back nut. Just notice a spider in the sink, in the basin, should I say. Once again, flick that up with your finger. Tighten, grab your nut tool. So it's nice and tight. Make sure it's all secure. So that's your taps now fixed in place. So all we've got to do is connect them underneath. So we're going to go underneath, and it's time to connect them on. So let's start with the hot, which is this one. We're just going to bring it round, locate it onto the nut, nice and square. So what I do is I go back till we hear it click, like so, and then you can tighten it up by hand. Do it finger tight, and then once again with your tool you can just half turn it like so, because it is a rubber washer. You can just tuck the flexi behind, like so. And then the same with the cold. Locate that on the threads till it clicks, and then you can tighten it up. Finger tight. And once again, with your tool, you can just give that half a turn like so. There you go, they're all connected. Tuck that flexi behind there again. So all tucked behind. And you've got your taps on top. All that's left to do is turn the water back on at the mains. So the water is all back on and we're all leak free here. So all that's left to do is turn these on, like so. Check for any leaks and test your taps. Let that run for a bit, let any air out, and the hot, like so. There you go, and that is how you change a set of basin taps. I hope this video helps. If you have any question, leave them in the comments. All products and tools I've used are down in the description. All that I ask is you like the video or go watch another one. That would massively help the channel. But for now, I've been Wallace Plumbing. This has been how to set a change of basin taps. Hope the video helps. Take care. See you later.